Hello, everybody, and welcome to the culmination of all the bad decisions in your life. Hopefully, the decision to watch or listen to this podcast is among the better bad decisions. If it's not, well, then fuck you. But nevertheless, today I'm joined by a dope b-boy, popper, hip-hop dancer, and tattoo artist. My man, Mr. Low Down MO7. What's up?
What up? How you doing?
How you doing, dude?
Chilling, you know.
Oh yeah, and this is the first drunk episode.
Cheers.
I guess. Taking sips of this IPA. I forget where I got this.
It's pretty good, actually.
It's oh, it's a Roostaller.
Roostaller.
Yeah, it's from Sac. It's a Sac.
Dixon.
Yeah, they grow all their hops like in Dixon.
Oh,
right
dope.
there. So, anyways, that's
support local. That's what we do.
Yeah. So you are a local of what, Anchorage, Alaska, right?
Yep.
Okay, and then you came to where was it? Redding.
Redding, yeah.
You're in Redding for a long time, then eventually made your way to Sacramento. Can you tell me a little bit about like how your introduction to hip hop came? I mean, obviously it was in Alaska, but which I imagine not a lot of Eskimos hitting the floor.
My first experience with hip hop, it was let's see, 96, I believe. We didn't even have a name for it yet, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, my cousin was like, "Hey, stay after school today." You know, it was middle school. "Hey, stay after school. Let's go to my buddy's house. We're gonna break." I'm like, "What? What's that?" Right? And he was my older cousin, so you know, I just wanted to go, you know, kick it with him. Yeah. So I was like, "All right, cool. Let's do that." Went over there. They had the cardboard box set up, like on the grass in the front lawn, basically. Dang. And yeah, one of the homies was just spinning, you know, doing windmills, and that was the first time I was a little kid, probably what, like 12 maybe. Okay. And you know, seeing that, I was just amazed, you know, it's a little cyclone just spinning. I was like, damn, and I just had to figure out how to do that.
Yeah. I remember seeing footage of you when you were super young, like 13 or something. I feel like it's somewhere online. I'll have to find it and put it in this video actually, but. I remember you had like some crazy good windmills as like a 13-year-old or something. Yeah,
that was definitely one of the moves that we practiced a lot just to try to master, you know?
Okay. Yeah. Did you guys do that to get warm in Alaska?
I mean, it was a warm-up move for sure, but yeah, we had to find creative ways to stay warm for sure. Yeah. We would wear like 2 or 3 different jackets sometimes.
Now, is it always dark, like, or whatever, like you guys got long days of darkness?
Yes, in the winter, man, it's like, it gets dark 4 p.m. It's like pitch black, you know. Oh, dang, okay. Yeah, it gets light. I mean, you still get sunlight, you know. Sun comes up around like 9 a.m. Okay. Yeah, when you go to school, it's dark though.
I feel like I heard somewhere that in some areas of Alaska, it's just like dark for the whole day.
I think up there in like Barrow or something, they get
like really north.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like it'd be so weird to live out there for me because, you know, I feel like. You know, you start your day off like in the pitch black, and then it's like
I remember getting up for school. You have to, you know, get ready, get out there like at least half an hour early to start your car, and you leave it running, you know, because back then it was okay to leave your car running outside, and then you go inside, do your thing or whatever, and you come out, and then hopefully the car's warm by then and it's not all foggy. I remember sometimes like the windshield would be so frosted that I would have to just look out like a little tiny hole, you know, driving down the street.
Yeah, it's like you had to scrape it.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Dang,
that's crazy.
I bet you got some cracked windshields pretty often.
Yeah, there's a lot of cracked windshields up there.
It's like so freaking cold, I imagine. I don't know. I've never been to Alaska, so
it's cool. You should visit, but I recommend going in the summer.
Yeah,
summertime.
It looks
like that painting right there. Boom.
That's Yosemite, I think, actually.
Yeah, it's similar to that. You see the mountain ranges, you see the sky. You know, it's beautiful.
My mom painted that actually. I think when she was.
That's dope.
I don't know, young. I think she was in her 20s, maybe young 20s.
That's dope.
Yeah, but so anyways, so from Alaska, you moved to Redding at like around what age?
So when we were in Redding before Alaska actually. So
really?
Yeah, we lived in Redding for like a few years, you know, and then in '94, I remember I was like 9.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, we moved up to Alaska, and I was there for all up to '98, and then I moved back to Redding because my family decided to move back to, you know, California, and I moved back briefly for like a year or so, and I was like, you know what, I'd rather go back up to Alaska and finish school up there because all my homies and my friends are up there.
Oh, okay.
So I went back up there, and I was living with my older sister at that time. Yeah, and then after 2002, moved back to Reading for like 3 years, and then moved to SAC in 2005. Yeah, and then I've been here ever since.
Because I remember when I met you, I was like probably 15 or 16, and we were doing some shitty freaking breakdance show at the California State Fair. It was me, Vince, and Chai, and like
Rodney was there. I remember.
Yeah, there was a bunch of like young SAC kids, and we were just trying to do like a dope show, and it was like, you know, the worst show ever. And like you showed up, and we're like, who's this Asian dude? And you just started like killing it, like with all these one-handed halos. And we're like, oh shit, man, this like random dude just smoked us so bad.
I didn't know you guys were performing, to be real. I thought it was a cypher.
That's how shitty the show was.
Yeah, I mean, I remember we were walking around the fair. I walked into the exhibit, the art exhibit, right? Yeah, and then that was the first time I seen Cali Bboys. You know? That's
really?
Yeah, Cali Bboys, and the first time I seen air flares in real life, and it was Rodney.
Yeah,
flying.
Rodney had air flares.
Yeah. That dude was flying. I was like,
that was
oh,
the only
shit.
dope round we did.
I was like, finally, you know, I see some Cali Bboys, and I was like, well, they're getting down. I was like, you know, fuck this, I break too. You know what I'm saying? Jumped in there, started breaking. Yeah, and then met Chai. And then come to find out, you know, he was Mian too. So and then
the Mian connection, and then you moved to SAC.
Yeah,
dope. So in all that time, were you also drawing too?
Man, drawing has been a part of my life for as long as I can remember. You know what I'm saying? Like, for as long as I can remember, I've been, you know, drawing.
So you think like, I guess like when did you start really taking it seriously? Because obviously you're like a successful like tattoo artist, and you know, coming up in that whole world now. And
I mean, as far as taking it serious, I try not to take it serious. You know?
Okay. Why is that?
I mean, just so I can have fun with it, you know. But the tattooing part is very serious, but the drawing part is just, you know, I just try to have as much fun with it because, you know, it's like.
Yeah, you want to let like, I guess I mean, what's great about art is that it's kind of like a playful thing.
You don't want to force it.
You don't want to force it. Yeah, I mean, but you want to explore all the little ideas you end up having, and so if you're taking it too seriously, you're probably not going to explore those areas. Yeah. Right?
But sometimes you do have to, you know, focus and get the work done. But for the most part, when I'm drawing for myself, I just try to have fun with it.
Yeah, I mean, definitely when you have any kind of art type of career, you have to for sure have like a separation between like playtime and like work time.
Exactly.
So how do you do that in the tattoo world?
I mean, you know, just making sure you keep it professional, because you know, for one, you're dealing with people, and you're going to be marking them and leaving a mark on them for life. You know? So you definitely got to take that part serious.
No, which I want to come back to that, but so like, do you have like moments when you have to switch between those? Like, so like what I'm imagining, like say I came to you to get a tattoo, and I said, okay, I want to have like a bunch of butterflies and flowers or whatever. Okay. And you're like, okay, but what does that even mean? And I say, oh, just I want something dope. What would you do at that point?
And then I'll just try to draw the dopest flowers and butterflies for you.
So like you would immediately go into like creative mode, right? And like
I'll start looking at like the placement, like where you want to get it, you know, how big, and you know, like,
I want to get it on my ass cheek. My left ass cheek full of butterflies, and
I'm gonna have to tax you a little extra, you know what I'm saying? For that. No. Oh shit. I mean,
I'm down for any price.
I know, right? I'm like,
this is hypothetical, but I got a bottomless bag.
Sure, if you're serious, drop that deposit. Let's do this shit.
Okay, maybe not on my ass cheek, but I'm trying to get a face tattoo.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend it for your first tattoo. Yeah, but I mean, if it comes down to it, if that's what you really, really want, and it means something to you, then we can make it happen.
So once you cue into like what where it's gonna be, so then you start going, okay, like the shape of this body part or whatever is gonna be good for like this, you know, set of flowers or whatever.
I try to like consider all of it, you know. Mainly like placement does play like a big role in it, you know, because you want to make it like, you know, decorative and make it look good on the body.
Okay. And because that's essentially like your canvas, and you have like a 3-dimensional canvas. In a way, right. And so you're over here, you know, I guess now working with a 3-dimensional canvas and trying to get the coolest thing. And when someone gives you free reign to kind of do whatever you want, are you taking chances now? Like, because I imagine, right? So I say I want a bunch of butterflies on my ass cheek, and you go, okay, let me play with this for like a little while, like a few days or whatever, or maybe a week or whatever, and come up with some ideas.
If you're saying free reign, then I'll just, you know, draw it however I feel like it's going to be the best for the tattoo, for the placement. But if it's like, you know, a lot of times, you know, people will kind of have like a couple references or like tattoos that they saw that they liked. Okay. And then they'll like, you know, submit those, and then I would work based off of it, but drawing it the way I want to make it, you know.
Okay. Yeah. So you have a lot of like artistic creativity.
Sometimes.
Creative reign over it, I guess. Okay. That's interesting. Yeah. Now, when someone comes in for the first time saying they want a tattoo, and do you have like a go-to kind of a like spot for that, or
no, usually they already have an idea of what they want and where they want it. So if it's something that I feel like I'm gonna do a good job on, then I'm like, yeah, let's do it, you know. But if the idea isn't gonna work, and I know that it's not gonna look good over time, then I try to like you know, and kindly tell them that it's not going to work, and like ask them if there's anything else they want to get, you know, because at the end of the day, I want them to have a good tattoo, you know, that they're going to, you know, love for the rest of their life.
Yeah,
you know?
And you don't want to put your name on something that's whack, right?
Exactly.
Has anyone ever come in and been like, I want a face tattoo, I want it to just say like, you know, penis or something on above their eyebrow, and you're just like, bro,
no,
you're in the wrong spot.
I've done a couple face tattoos, but usually they're like, you know, something meaningful for them. Okay. You know, I did like someone's kid's name, you know, like a name. Yeah, just like some symbolism, things like that, you know.
So have you ever turned down a tattoo?
Like, I turned down turned down tattoos all the time. And if I feel like it's not gonna work, or like it's not gonna look good, or it's not like my style, just
that's kind of what I'm asking, is if it's not your style and you're just like, get out.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I just say, no, I'm not taking no appointments at this time.
Okay. So obviously I don't have any tattoos because I don't know shit about tattoos, but if I was to get a tattoo, what would you say I should start with?
Man, you should start by looking up, you know, like tattoos that and like finding out what you like, you know, what you think looks good on your body. You know, that's like all personal now, you know, because you have to discover that for yourself.
No, you knowing me, what do you think I should get?
I mean, I know you got Japanese roots, so I think like, you know, stuff, you know, within that realm would look good, or, you know, but I like all the styles. I think they all could look dope. It just depends, you know. You got to give me like, you can't just be like, oh, what do you think I should get? I don't know. That's all up to you.
No, I know. Okay. Yeah. That's tight. Okay. I was just curious because I don't have any tattoos, but I've been thinking about getting some.
I mean, like, you know, you could get small little tattoos that are just kind of like in the moment, but have a lot of memory behind it, like this, you know?
I know a lot of people that just go somewhere and it's like they want to remember like a vacation like or something, exactly. And so they just get a random tattoo.
It's like a trinket, you know?
Yeah, they'll like not even have anything in mind, and they'll just go in the place and be like, okay, that smiley face.
Yeah, exactly.
Put it on my arm.
Yeah, a lot of times, you know, it's not even about the art. Sometimes it's about just the memory and the meaning, you know, for the person who's getting it. Because everybody gets tattooed for different reasons.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, that makes sense. Oh, that's cool. Because I never really thought of a tattoo like that, but it makes a lot of sense when someone explained it to me.
Yeah.
So do you see, like, in the tattoo community, do you see any similarities between that and like the hip hop world?
There are some, you know. I mean, it's, you know, they got their, you know, in breaking and in, you know, tattooing, there's still the, you know, their politics, you know, their cliques, and then
so
you got
like crews battling,
kind of, and then you got like, you know, the separation of styles, you know. Okay. So yeah, you have all that.
Like, is there? I guess since I imagine there's a lot of people that roll through and go, okay, I want this type of tattoo. I seen it on this dude or this girl, and it looks like this. Can you do this on me? And I imagine if this was in the b-boy world, they'd be like, no, I don't bite.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly.
Like, is there that in the tattoo community?
There is, yes.
Okay.
Some people, unfortunately, they will do that.
Okay.
I'm against it. I always thought it was kind of whack to trace someone else's tattoo and then slap it on someone else, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
But so what I would do then is I would just redraw it, and then so that way at least it'll have, you know, my movement on it, but just try to capture the essence of what they were originally looking for, you know?
Yeah, okay. So, so I guess, like, if you wanted, like, a certain, like, say a lily flower or whatever, you wouldn't just trace it. You'd go, okay, what is a better...
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the style, too, because, like, you know, there is a, you know, like the black and gray realism, or just realism in general, where, you know, you're just trying to copy a picture, you know, and a lot of times, unfortunately, you know, everyone's using the same reference off of Google, you know, so...
Okay.
But, I mean... For me now, I've been kind of taking some photos, you know, of my own references, so that way I could give my clients like a, you know, original piece that no one will ever have. It's funny because when we went to your house that one day in Oakland, I took a picture of some of those roses outside and actually tattooed one on someone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think because I look at your Instagram all the time, and it seems like you do a lot of like roses and stuff. And
yeah, man, flowers make dollars.
Flowers make dollars.
Nah, I always felt like, I mean, flowers is a very common, you know, subject matter in tattooing, and you know, most of the time, if done, you know, right, they look good on the body. So that's why a lot of people get flowers.
What's your favorite thing to tattoo, actually?
My favorite thing to tattoo, I like tattooing, you know, chrysanthemums.
Okay.
In the Japanese style with, like, you know, bold lines. That's definitely one of my favorite things. I like, you know, tattooing script lettering. That was one of the first things I like kind of wanted to learn when I first got in, just because I was like, man, you know what? It looks dope on the body to me, you know. To me,
yeah.
But as I got more into it, you know, I guess I kind of like learned to appreciate more of like traditional style tattooing, and especially like, you know, Japanese traditional, and even like the new school styles. Everything's dope to me. I think it's all dope. So I always feel like there's so much to learn.
Yeah, I don't know too much about tattoos, but like I see that there's like different countries or cultures just have these like certain styles of tattoos. I mean, obviously there's like the Japanese like Yakuza type of tattoo, and then there's like the sailor kind of ones. And then there's like, I don't know, I mean, there's like, I feel like someone broke this down to me at one point in my life, but it's like I see all these different styles, and I'm curious if that's actually like something that like tattoo artists like look at, or is it just they just consider it as just complete art?
I mean, I do. I look at like all the older like tattoos and stuff, just to kind of like, you know, see what has been done throughout history and what works and what holds up over time. You know, because I feel like all those old school tattoos still look good today. You know, yeah, it's all on your taste at that point. You know, just like some people like top rocking, listening to just straight up funk, and some people like to do power moves. You know, so it's like. Yeah.
Now, do they mix styles though?
Yeah, there's some successful, you know, tattoos that's been, you know, done that way where it's mixed, or like sometimes, you know, you have a collector who collects different styles on them, and like their whole body becomes just like, you know, like a bodysuit with like a mural with a whole bunch of different styles, and it looks dope, you know. So,
yeah, there's some people I've seen that just have tattoos all over their body, and I'm like, man, some of those must have hurt so much. Like,
they hurt.
Like some shit that's like.
I heard that part's not bad. I don't have nothing there yet, but I heard that part's not bad.
Or like here, I mean, I feel like that would probably hurt. Or like, I mean, dude, like anywhere probably below.
I don't know.
Like,
I think you gotta just get a tattoo, and then you'll. I mean,
I
figure
guess
out, like,
what the fuck do I know?
You'll be all right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, you know what I'm saying? You'll be all right.
I just imagine like getting stabbed with needles, like you know.
It's like a slow cat scratch. Or if your dog ever scratched you before or something, it's like you know, like a little hot scrape, you know, that just keeps moving. Yeah, that's the line part. But then when you shade it, it feels a little bit lighter, but then you have to go over the same area sometimes. So.
I see.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's like, it hurts, but you'll survive. That's for sure.
So are there like any tattoo crews?
Tattoo crews? I mean, like each shop is like a crew in itself, you know.
See.
So,
okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But yeah, but it's definitely not like how, you know, for us, it would be in Breakin, because you kind of grew up with each other and, you know, danced around each other. I think that would be very rare to see in the tattoo crew, where like people actually grew up tattooing together, and they stayed together as a crew. Usually they'll like break up and everybody owns their own shops and stuff, you know.
Yeah, okay, I see. Yeah, okay. Well, cause I know that they do tattoo conventions and stuff, and it's like
Oh, yep.
a lot of like big famous artists will come through and stuff, and I'm just curious if there's any like you get into those ones and it's like, oh damn, it's you know, whatever Taylor Swift of tattooing.
I mean, they got some legends that, you know, that be up in the conventions and stuff. It's dope. It's dope to be around, you know. Actually, you should go check them out next time, you know, whenever things open back up.
Yeah,
I think my favorite one is Bay Area Tattoo Convention. Yeah, it's usually like in SF over there, like kind of by the airport. Yeah.
Okay. Like going back to breaking, I guess, because obviously, like, you're a creative person. You know, you do tattooing, you do drawing, you do a lot of art. Like, what creatively inspires you?
Man, creatively inspires me. That's like, I don't know. I like to do things, you know. I like to make things. I want to, like, I don't want to just not do anything. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of makes me want to, like, just push myself, I guess. That's what inspires me. And like other people doing it, you know, other human beings out here, you know, making shit happen, you know, that's inspiring to me. Yeah.
Who is there anybody in particular that like really inspires you, that like, you know, is getting stuff done and
I mean,
making big moves?
I get inspired by a lot of people, but you're thinking like, you know, I mean, I guess I'll go back to the very beginning, like when I even like decided to go on this journey of tattooing. It would be when I saw Nico Hurtado's work.
Okay.
He's a color realism artist, you know, world renowned. But I think he posted, this is when Instagram first came out. He posted like a Batman, like it done super nice, you know, looked like a fucking real, you know, portrait, you know, in color. And I was like, damn, you know, I didn't know this was possible, you know. And then, I was like, this is what I want to do. So, but before then, you know, I watched like the, you know, like the tattoo shows on TV, like the Miami Inks and LA Inks. And those are cool too. You know, those kind of inspired me because I was like, man, I never really seen like quality work until then, you know. And I was just like, when I saw it, I was like, man, maybe I could do that someday, you know. And so that's when it kind of just got into my mind. But when I saw that Nico piece, I was like, that's what I want to do. But then as I got more into it, you know, my taste kind of changed from that realistic look to more of the illustrative, and then you know, I discovered guys like Jeff Gogwe, and you know, there's like so many dope artists out there. You just gotta like do your research and you'll find them.
Now, did you ever do graffiti?
I got up a little bit when I was younger in my teenage years, you know. Just we got up, did some throw ups in Alaska for sure, but I you know, decided not to go that route just because, you know, I got into some trouble with the law, not for graffiti, it's for a whole other thing. But after, you know, after that whole situation, I was just like, you know what, if it's gonna like put me in a position to be back in jail, fuck that, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, nah. But
that's the danger with graffiti.
But at the same time, now thinking back, I was like, you know what, I could have just did it legitly. But then, you know, we didn't have that mindset back then. So do you now like kind of try to mix like any kind of graffiti style with your tattooing? I mean, not necessarily.
I don't know if I've ever seen anybody do that. Maybe, I'm sure somebody has.
I feel like the way I, you know, just like make my marks and my lines and stuff, it's gonna come based, you know what I'm saying, off of all my experiences, you know. So it's gonna have that hip hop soul in it, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna have that graph in it, you know, just automatically when I do like my script and my hand style, you know, because that's where it comes from, I believe, you know, for that particular style. But everything else is like, well, I want to make it look legit, you know what I'm saying?
So like, what do you think captures the hip hop like essence?
I mean, you know, hip hop is the streets, you know, so you got to make sure it's got to have that soul and attitude behind it, you know. Like your letters got to have a certain lean to it, you know what I'm saying?
Like I'm curious because the like I feel like hip hop kind of means something to everybody, like something different, and so like you know, obviously you're saying that it has some kind of like ruggedness to it, some rawness to it, and that's like what you'd strive to do. That do you apply that to your dancing as well?
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, with my dancing, at this point though, I feel like I've been doing it for so long. Even though, like, compared to some, it might not be. You know, it's been like over 24 years for me.
I mean, that's a long time.
But then, you know, we're looking at guys like Wigs, and them, they're doing it for like 40 years, right? So it's like
they literally started when
exactly,
it started.
exactly. So like,
yeah.
I
mean, I don't think 24 years is something to laugh at though. Like, because I guess look at it like this. There's a lot of people that were breaking back, you know, when Wiggles was like dancing, and they quit.
That's true.
You know, and then maybe they come back or whatever later on or something.
Yeah.
But their total years of actual dancing is like probably much less than 24 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I never really like counted the years. Maybe until after, like, maybe, I don't know, you kind of hit like a checkpoint. I think like 10 years is like, oh damn, it's been 10 years already. And next thing you know, oh damn, it's been like 16. And then now it's like, oh wow, it's been 24.
I was never counting at all. And then someone brought it up to me, and I was like, holy shit, I've been dancing for like 20 years. Like,
yeah.
I think it's like, at like 19 years, and basically probably like 20.
So you
sometime
started around
in
like 2000?
it'll be like.
You started around 2000-ish?
It would have been, it was like 2001.
Yeah,
see?
like
when I first started like really getting down.
Yeah, I started in 96.
Yeah.
When I saw the mills. It was actually, they were getting ready for a Halloween battle. Yeah, Halloween battle with another kid at school. Yeah, that's why he was like, yeah, stay after school. I was like, all right. And then after that, actually, yeah, it's a funny story. So, yeah, after that first experience, I went home. I was like, I got to learn these windmills, you know? So I practiced my ass off and learned 2 windmills. School dance came around, which was probably only like 2 weeks from that first practice or whatever. So they had their little battle. And then, you know how usually, you know, back then they didn't count rounds. You just go until someone gives up or whatever. And then there's usually that awkward break where both sides just kind of stop and the music's still going. I was like, yo, this is my chance. I jumped in, boom, did my 2 windmills, boom, whoop, you know what I'm saying? Got up, yeah, that felt cool, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and then
you swooped up all the honeys.
Yeah, and then you know, and then the whole, you know, exchange, the battle it continued again, and then like another awkward break came, and I was like, I'm gonna do this shit again. Jumped in, did my 2 windmills, got up. Yeah, that's all I had. But I felt like jumping in the circle.
Wait, so you learned 2 windmills in like a week?
Like it took me about 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
It was about 2 weeks. I learned how to do like a full rotation, and then push off again. It was with hands, obviously.
I don't know how long it took me to learn windmills, but it was longer than 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, I learned. Yeah, it wasn't good. They weren't good windmills, but they felt good when I jumped in that cipher. Yeah, cool. So that's definitely a moment I remember. Actually, I was rocking like a Cowboys jersey, Emmitt Smith, some khaki Dickies with some Nike Cortezes.
And you were like 12 or 13?
I was like 13, or maybe I was 12 actually. Because I think I was 12. Okay. Because I was like a year early. Yeah, I was in 7th grade. Yeah, 7th grade.
Dang. Kind of crazy. Yeah, you were battling out. And I feel like in middle school I knew how to do a worm.
Nice. Or
something. We were at like a middle school dance or something. That was like when Too Cool, what was it? You know the wrestlers, Too Cool, Scotty Too Hottie and that other dude, Grandmaster Sexy. They used to like break in the like ring as their like special move. I don't know. Me and my brother like love that shit, and so we were like, "Oh, we got to get the worm now. We're breakdancers."
Nice.
And so we'd go to.
I remember the first time I saw you guys. Actually, you didn't even break the first time I was at the fair. I don't think you jumped out.
I didn't.
No, I remember you were chilling on the side, but the first time I really saw you guys get down was at that Jam Equilibrium SF, where they had like a 3-way battle at the end.
Oh. Yeah. Wait,
yeah.
You entered with me, right?
No, I entered with it was me, Chai, Sky.
That's right. Okay.
And, the brothers. You know what I'm saying?
And then I was with I can't remember who I was with. But
yeah, there's a you.
Ian
Vince, obviously. I think it might have been like Victor or somebody.
Oh, Victor, yeah.
Probably. Yeah, it was like a 5-on-5. Yeah, it was dope.
Rodney was probably there.
I remember you guys like came out with the routines. Your hair was fucking banging. I was like, oh shit, this dude wild out here, like young crazy Cujo out here.
That was fun. Yeah, that was fun. I remember we did pretty good at that jam.
Yeah, and then that's the first time I seen D-Trix get down. on the air flares in 2000. I was like, damn, this motherfucker's dope.
Yeah, they won the jam, I think.
We I think we got third. I guess that they're supposed to fly out 3 crews to New York to compete or something, but it never happened.
Yeah, I mean, that's the.
So technically we won too, because like we were like, you know, the top 3.
Yeah, that's the story of like breaking jams. Is like, actually, you don't win a prize, you win a chance to go out here. Oh wait,
to try to win another prize.
We didn't make any money on this jam, so we don't have any money to throw the next one. So it's all over. You get no prize.
But I still have that flyer.
Yeah. You do? Okay. I wish I would have collected flyers.
I know some of them. I was like, man, but yeah, I kept that one just because that was my first time. Like, I think entering a jam in Cali, and we kind of we got 3rd place or whatever. So I was like, dope.
Yeah, I feel like I wish I would have collected them, because it's like I don't remember any of the jams I won.
Damn,
it's
I know.
Like I remember who I battled. I don't remember the names. I don't remember like the place.
Yeah, there's never any trophies. I'm kind of glad they did trophies now.
It's like, here's $100 and you freaking buy it.
You got to split it with 5 people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you don't really have memories. I have maybe like 3 or 4 trophies, I think, that I have, and so it's like, you know, those are the only really memories that I have. I wish I would have saved the flyers and like something like, oh, you won this jam, or oh, you got smoked by this loser.
Yeah, the jams. Yeah, the jams. They're definitely not the same for me anymore. I don't know. I don't get as hyped about them unless they're like, you know, one that I've been planning on, you know, going to.
Why is that?
I don't know. I feel like I've gone to so many over the years. I guess, you know, now it's just like, okay, I've already kind of seen everything I needed to see.
That's kind of the same feeling I have too.
Or if I miss it, I'm like, I could just look it up later if I really want to watch it.
Yeah, the internet really kind of killed the like live vibe.
Yeah, they did.
Because it's like, there's like before the internet, it's like if you want to see that battle, you gotta be there and see it. Otherwise,
you're not gonna see it for like a year.
I mean, if you were lucky enough that someone rolled through and filmed it, you know, because most people didn't have a camera, you're not gonna see that footage for a long time. And if no one filmed it, you're never gonna see it.
Yeah, exactly.
And I mean, there's a lot of battles that I remember seeing in person, and they're just lost to time now. So it's kind of sad how that is. But now it's like, you just go on the internet, it's there, so there's no like sense of urgency to watch these battles.
To want to be there, I guess. And I mean, especially like right now, if someone's throwing a jam, I would probably not go just because you know, just there's a pandemic happening. You know. So,
well, sure. I mean, if there wasn't a pandemic, I would think the scene would be a little different. But actually, like now that there's a pandemic, like what do you think is gonna happen to
jams and stuff?
To jams?
I don't know. I feel like some people are still gonna throw some smaller ones, but the bigger ones, I feel like people have time now to really work on their craft. So when they come back, you know, they should be a lot better.
I think there's gonna be some people that got really dope.
Yeah.
And then there's gonna be hella people that fell off.
Yeah, you're probably right about that too. I mean, I think, you know, everything's supposed to happen the way it will happen, you know, and I think it's gonna be okay at the end of the day. You know, I feel like the dope, the jams that I normally like to go to are the bigger ones, just because it always feels like a big family reunion. You know, you see like all the OGs and all the guys that you battled in the past, or you know, everybody you just kind of met in passing, and you just, it's usually a dope vibe, like at like freestyle session and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just like
you know, I tend to not go to jams as often now because it's like I've definitely seen like so much stuff, and I'm kind of like, I don't want to necessarily go out of my way when I know that it's just gonna be the same old shit, and the dopest thing is gonna be on the internet I can go watch later. So the times that I do go to a jam is when I know like my friends are gonna be there and it's gonna be a dope vibe. Like I know that the DJ is tight. You know, stuff like that. You know, if it's some unknown DJ, some unknown promoter, some unknown whatever, it's like, I can take it or leave it. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm not busy that day, maybe I'll roll through, but I'll probably only stay for like an hour.
Yeah, I feel like, some of the jams, I mean, they're like, I think they could be, you know, done better as far as like viewing goes.
Mm.
You know, because sometimes like, you know, you don't want to be at an event for 8 hours and you have to, and there's nowhere to sit, you know, and like you have to sit in the corner of a dirty floor somewhere, you know what I'm saying? It's like, dude, that's
the challenge I think with like breaking as it like kind of moves into the mainstream. And you know, now that like I think the Olympics, breaking is in the Olympics officially, like breaking is going to become more like mainstream. And so you're going to have to cater to stuff like that, but also you're going to have to wash off a lot of the grime with it, which, like, you know, in some sense it's a good thing where, like, okay, now you got a place to sit and actually see battles, but also, like, the tight-knit, like, griminess of it is, like, literally what hip-hop is.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, and taking that off, there's a little
and
bit
then
of
there's not going to be no ciphers, you know? So it's going to be, I don't know, it's kind of weird, but I feel like, you know, there are still going to be those other jams where it's going to be tight-knit, you know, cipher addicts or whatever, you know what I'm saying, all that. So they're still going to have all that, so it should be okay, you know. It's gonna be a good mix. I think the Olympics is a good thing. Yeah, it gives, like, you know, another platform for b-boys who work their asses off to shine, you know. So yeah.
I guess in your opinion, with the Olympics coming, like, do you think it's like a good thing, a bad thing? I mean, obviously you think it's a good thing, but like, do you see any cons to it?
No, at this moment I haven't really put too much thought into it. Okay. So I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I think it's a good thing, you know. Yeah, I mean, if it gives, like, you know, more opportunities for young b-boys to, you know, make something out of themselves, then it's a good thing to me.
I mean, I think the opportunity is really dope, and I think having it on a big stage like that in front of people that probably have never seen it before, like, they might not even know it.
And maybe someone watching might get inspired to do it too, and then they'll learn more about the culture and learn how to appreciate it.
Yeah, I think that's a really dope message to bring in. I think everybody should really be behind that. But you know, the thing that I'm hesitant on is that, like, you know, with the, you know, like what I was saying earlier is with the mainstream comes a little bit of cleaning it off. So it's like, I want people to see it on the Olympic stage and be like, yo, I want to see what's up with that, and then go to like a freaking grimy jam and be like, this is what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? Like, so they get a piece of everything, you know? Because I'd hate for it to be like, oh, I love what they're doing in the Olympics and that's all they want to do. Then it becomes like, like gymnastics basically. I think that'd be sad to see it move in that direction.
Yeah, that would be kind of weird, actually.
I mean, but I think it's a really good opportunity, and it really comes from, you know, our community taking the reins of the Olympics and shaping it in the way that we want it to be viewed by people who have no idea.
Yeah, and then, like, you know, all the competitors, they're all legit. Everybody's like dope and high level, so I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, it'd be whack if they just got, you know, some like beginners or something up there competing for gold, you know. But no, this is like, we're talking about real, you know, hitters. So it's a good thing.
I think, like, I'm a little concerned with, like, well, first of all, judging, and then second of all is like music, because, you know, on a stage like that, they need, I mean, they're gonna need to get the copyright.
That's not my problem though. So.
Well, yeah, sure, but I think it could become a problem if they're like, oh well, we can't clear any of this James Brown music.
That would
we can't
be
clear
whack.
any of this, like,
that would be
music.
whack. I think the music is definitely gonna be like a key factor, you know, because you got to have the music. I mean, if the music ain't right, then it's not right.
it would suck a lot if it just ends up being like, you know, this random ass producer and he just made.
They just break into some kind of like some techno beats or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Randomly,
like remember
kind of like when we do Kings Breakers or something. Freestyles, like, they just play some random ass shit. We got
what was that one terrible song?
Yeah,
boom boom pow. but yeah, no, I mean, like, remember the first BC one?
When they did the video, they had to play music over it.
They just dubbed.
I thought
over
that was
the whole
weird.
thing with like weird, like. And then music I'd never heard of
and
before.
Then it looked like people weren't even dancing to the music. Yeah,
it looked like they were all off.
That shit was hella weird.
And it looked like nobody was cheering for anything.
Yeah, and, or they were cheering for everything.
It just it was like someone opened up Fruity Loops on their computer and just made a shit ton of beats and just put it over
when you look at it now, it's kind of whack. But back at that time, you know, it was just cool to have a dope Breakin DVD, you know.
Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, like,
I actually have that one.
Yeah, I mean, that's history right there for sure. But I guess we were all inside the breaking community when that came out, and we were like, oh, we obviously know all these dudes in this video are like dope, you know? And we know that this like whack ass music they just put dubbed over it is stupid, and it wasn't what was actually being played. But I'm concerned if, you know, some random kid who has never seen breaking before sees it, and then he goes, oh yeah, this is how you techno dance or whatever. And
I mean, I think, you know, if their heart's in the right place and they really like, you know, get into it, then eventually they'll find their way, you know. It's like, yeah, it might not have started that, you know, like the right way, but you know, it's a journey in itself, man. Breaking, you know, eventually you're gonna want to do the homework, you're gonna want to find out everything about it, you know, and then, you know, you kind of just, then you'll start studying the right things, the right music, and then you know, you understand then.
So what's the homework you would suggest to you know, someone in that situation that they need to do?
I mean, I don't know. I think for me, it's just watching a lot of the same footage over and over, because all we had was 2 tapes back then, you know. It was like Battle of the Year and then maybe 1 freestyle session or something. But yeah, we only had those 2 watching it over.
My shit was Lords of the Floor. I watched that.
Yeah, I didn't even have that one.
Literally like 100
We had Battle of the Year. Was it 97? The one with Style Elements?
Oh, yeah. I watched that.
We watched that was like our main tape, and we even watched a lot. Even like to get hyped before practice, we watched Beat Street. The battle at Beat Street.
Just that one little battle is crazy.
Yeah, so we watched that.
It's like all the legends.
That's why I always try to get my windmills hella fast, you know, from watching that. But you think about it, maybe because the cameras didn't catch it because they were slower back then, it looked faster. Maybe.
I don't know. I mean,
nah, they were fast.
There was some legit breaking in that.
Yeah, that's just sure. Still gets me hyped sometimes. I get more hyped watching the old school stuff. To be real,
I do too. Yeah, no, I don't. There's something about just those. Something about it. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it really, but like when I watch like old battles, like Renegades versus Style Elements at Radiotron.
Yeah,
like there's something about it where it's just like this unlimited length of battle that's just crazy. That just
I mean,
everyone's just going at it.
Yeah, and it felt like everything was more straight to the point, you know. Nowadays, I mean, it's dope now too. You know, the younger guys, they do a lot of long rounds, you know, with a lot of like crazy content, but like your brain can only register so much of it, you know. So just like, man, that was a lot of cool stuff, but I only remember when he did that in 90 to a freeze or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
the long rounds is a weird thing to me. Yeah, because I'm still not quite used to it. You know, when I see someone doing like a 1 minute or 2 minute long round, I'm like, dang, dude, what is this all-style dancing?
I mean, sometimes, you know, they just want to show their stamina, I guess. Like,
yeah, for sure. But see, I guess I'm more used to like when you would break in your prelim battle or something was freaking 5 rounds or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. I guess that's just their style, you know, and maybe that's how they felt in the moment. We don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not hating on it. I think it is what it is, and it's you know, that's just where the competition world has kind of gone to.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, the younger guys figured like, well, we got to make sure we cover all our bases, since you know, like if you're going against somebody more experienced that's gonna dance on you, well, you know what I'm saying, now you got to outclass them in everything else or something, you know. So they just threw in everything, which I think is dope. You know, it kind of changed like the dynamics of how everybody puts their, you know, competition rounds together. You know?
Yeah. So, like, what, in your opinion, like, what makes the like best b-boy?
It makes the best b-boy or b-girl. That's kind of, I mean,
like, how would you compose that?
I mean, I feel like it always starts with the music. Obviously, they gotta be like connected to it, or at least, you know, be listening to it when they're out there, because it is a dance first.
Yeah.
But I feel like, you know, they just gotta be complete, and you gotta be able to tell that, you know, they actually study it and like try to like get dope at every aspect, at least, you know. That's just to me though, you know, because some people, they just focus on one aspect, and I think it's still dope, but like, you know, that's only one aspect, you know.
Yeah, so so you think like a I don't know, better for, so like the complete b-boy would be someone who can do kind of a little bit of everything, or
not just a little bit of everything. It's more like who could do everything very, very high level. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
then
yeah.
still, yeah, be able to, like, you know, just be in the moment. You know, it doesn't matter, honestly. I feel like anybody could feel like they're the best in the world at some point or another in a cipher when they're feeling it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it doesn't matter, because at that point they're just doing them, and they're like on a whole nother level spiritually, you know, in a circle. So it doesn't even matter, man. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I tend to like, I mean, definitely like those all around B-boys are dope and B-girls are dope. But there's like a soft spot in my heart for like these people that just, they're like incredibly good at like one thing or something.
Yeah.
You know, like someone like Rubber Legs, who's just like
Yeah.
stupidly flexible, got
Yeah.
crazy threads and stuff. Like I just love watching that stuff.
Yeah, I think that's dope, you know? I mean, like, yeah, is he the best B-boy in the world? He's the best at that. He's the best at doing that,
well,
for
so,
sure,
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? But
back
yeah.
when he actually really was like battling and stuff,
Yeah.
I mean, I seen him take down
Yeah,
some
the
people,
dude is
so-
nasty, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's nasty.
That stuff is hard. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Come on now.
Yeah. But so I love seeing that, and what I don't like is that kind of like how the judging works is it doesn't favor that kind of.
I mean, you know, judging is all just based off of, you know, that person's opinion, you know. So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's like it's based off of someone's opinion in the moment to the music. So a lot of times, if we're not at the jam sitting like getting the same view as the judges, you know, it's gonna be kind of hard to like, you know, judge the judges. You know what I'm saying? On whether or not you think they were right or wrong. You know.
Yeah.
A lot of times it's in the moment. You know.
Yeah, judging I think is hard because it's everybody has their own opinion on it, and ultimately the you know, you're judging art.
Yep.
And I mean, in essence, you can't be wrong with an opinion about art.
Yeah.
But then everyone goes like, that judge is wrong right there, or that dude is wrong about
Well,
what he thinks
maybe
about
the
that. But
yeah.
it's like that's not true. It's more like that particular judge just decided they didn't like that, or they did like that. You know?
Yeah, we don't know what they're looking for in the moment either. Maybe they saw something that they really liked. It could have been something so simple that they never thought of. You know, and they're like, "Damn, that shit was tight." You know, or or it could have been something simple as, you know what, both these guys is killing it. You know, let's see if they both execute, and one person like scrapes a little bit or something. Then it could have just been that. You know what I'm saying? It's like you never know. It's like all in the moment. You know.
I think either way, it made them feel a certain way about it, and that matters. I think in judging.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
when I see like judging systems like Dizzy's thing, where it kind of like doesn't really take into account that like that inner feeling you just had about I feel like it's missing something. You know what I mean?
I mean, I actually liked his system because it's kind of clear. You know, I like you know, it has like one person judging just one certain thing. You know.
I don't think it's bad. I just think it's missing something.
Yeah, I think what I notice is now, I think that would probably kind of change the game a little bit, because now people made sure they had some type of foundation. You know, they made sure they did dynamics and executed and made sure they battled. So I think it's good, you know, all around. But yeah, it does kind of feel like, you know, it can be improved upon. You know, and
I feel like every dancer has their opinion about the different categories that you know, is in Dizzy's thing, and I feel like they should all be judging on each of those categories, and then also kind of giving like maybe there should be another category about like feeling, you know.
Yeah.
Like this round made me feel a certain way, and it was.
Yeah, but how would you even, like, you know?
I don't know how you do. I don't know how you score it, but
yeah, definitely.
I mean that almost every jam, every battle I judge, it comes down to that. Well, obviously, like if someone's just crashing, I'm not gonna vote for them. But like when you got two dancers that are just killing it, and they both have different styles, like what breaks the tie? It's usually
it's like now you got to kind of it's like in that moment you got to kind of remember everything they brought to the table the whole night, and you're like, you know, you start kind of breaking down categories. For me, anyways, I'm like, all right, did they repeat? You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's
just
let's
like
say they didn't
things.
repeat, they didn't crash, they didn't do anything. They all had about the same amount of stuff in their rounds. It was stacked. And then
I don't know. It's like it's rare. That's kind of rare. It does happen, but sometimes it's rare, you know, because like that's always gonna be like a difference in talent and level.
Sure. Yeah.
You know, so like it's I mean, it might happen, but that's pretty rare. You know, usually you could find something where it's like, okay, well, you know what, this dude was way more connected to the music, even though, yeah, you know, I feel like that's like, you know, for me, you know, it comes down to that ranks really high, you know, when I judge a competition.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the other thing is like with Dizzy's system, every little category is ranked the same, but I do feel like there's certain categories that should rank a lot higher. But, like in particular, musicality. I think dynamics should also be high.
Exactly.
You know, foundation, I almost don't think that should be a category.
Because everybody should have a foundation.
Like, everybody kind of has a foundation, and I mean, if you're saying like foundation equals footwork, then maybe the category should be footwork or top rocks or something. But foundation as a category, I'm kind of like, what does that even mean?
Yeah, because everybody's foundation is different. You know, like I based mine off in the beginning off of straight power moves. You know,
yeah,
so,
exactly.
That's my foundation, right?
I mean, I would say I definitely think foundation is misconstrued in the b-boy world, because a lot of people go, it's six step, it's this and this, and I'm like,
they mean fundamentals. That's what they mean. Yeah, fundamentals.
If you had a textbook of all the moves, like, and you were to say that's foundation, I don't think that's right. I think it's just that's your dictionary of words you're allowed to use. Yeah. Right? And you just decided your foundation is that you decided all these words were like the ones you love to do to use in sentences, and that's your foundation now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so I think they're talking about fundamentals, you know, tops, footwork, freezes.
I think what it's trying to get at is like vocabulary. Yeah. You know, you have a wide vocabulary of moves and styles, I guess, concepts.
Yeah, but I mean, I do like the fact that, you know, he kind of like, you know, changed the game a little bit by even adding like a judging system like that. You know, I think it's dope for like, just like people who don't, you know, break. Yeah. To kind of sit and watch, like, oh, okay, they got points, you know, stuff like that. It
needs to happen for it to be, you know, like an Olympic sport, right? Because you need some quantitative way for somebody to look at it and be like, oh yeah, that guy won because of, you know, this scoring. And if the scoring system doesn't make any sense, like imagine you're watching a boxing match and you give the score and you're like, well, I don't know how the hell they got that, and then you hear that, oh yeah, he got high scores because
like
he was dressed fresh.
I don't know, you know, that might be a category too. You know,
I mean, sure,
fashion or something as a category, that'd be dope. But like, boxing. What'd you think about that Tyson and Jones fight the other day, man? Did you watch it?
Yeah, but I mean, it's dope seeing.
How the hell was that a draw? Come on now, it was not a draw. You know, Tyson whipped that.
It was, I mean, it's dope seeing guys like legendary boxers like going at it, but I mean, it's also 50-year-olds fighting.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's fun. Snoop was like, that's like my uncle's fighting at the barbecue.
Yeah, exactly. That was hilarious. Exactly. I mean, it's still dope. It's dope. It's like when you see Storm in that one battle when he was battling
legs. Yeah, exactly.
It's like these dudes are legendary and they're still killing it, but also they're 50.
But if they said that was a draw, how would you, you know, a draw to you? You know
I'd have to watch the battle. Oh no, I would have been like, nah, it's bullshit.
Yeah, so basically,
Storm won.
That's how I felt about the Tyson and Jones fight. But Legs is a legend. You know what I'm saying?
I think they called Ty just because it's like it's not. I don't think it was a real.
It wasn't serious.
Match. It was just like a.
I don't know. Tyson looked like he was trying to knock him out.
I mean, it was serious in both of their minds, but I think from
it's an exhibition at the end of the day.
It's just an exhibition battle, and they probably would have done better to not even score it and just say fuck it.
But people were betting though. See.
That's
why
that's
I'm like, they're putting like serious money on the line. Like, come on.
That might be why they called draw. They're like, hey man.
Yeah.
Who bet draw? It's fucking commissioner or whatever. I don't know. But I would say looking at stuff like that, you know, it's you got to take it for what it is.
Well, maybe they judged in the moment. They're like, it's a draw. It's a draw.
I mean, there's definitely some.
He's still standing. He hit him, but he's still standing. It's a draw. You know, you never know.
I mean. But the ambiguousness of a judging system that doesn't quite get to the point, of what it's supposed to, figure out is a problem. And so I think like if, breaking in the Olympics is going to be a problem if someone can't follow it.
Yeah,
the judging.
they're just gonna. I mean, we'll see. It's the first like official one, you know. So we'll just have to wait and see what they do with it, and you know, hopefully they do it right, you know. And
I don't. Yeah, I have no idea how it's supposed. Actually, I talked to what is his name? Daniel Zhu from Stance.
Oh, yep.
And I guess he's on the commission or something.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, he came up, huh? He came from videographer to commissioner of the Olympics. Okay, I see you, Daniel.
Well, I mean, I don't know. He's just part of their like group that's you know, helping it go along.
That's cool. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and so he was telling me about how they do the judging, and he said it's just basically 1, 2, 3 point.
Oh,
so I mean, but they use like a little like you know, a little thing to like a phone or whatever to score it or whatever. So
yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. I think you know the competitors are definitely gonna bring that fire. Hopefully, hopefully I get inspired to train more. You know, if it doesn't make me train more, then it was whack. Right?
That's actually true. Yeah, I mean that's the ultimate check on a battle. Is it? Did you get hyped off of it to want to train? Yeah. No, all right, that wasn't that tight then.
Yeah,
because you get hyped off of like old footage and stuff, right? And so if this new battle isn't getting you hyped like that, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a little questionable. But
yeah, hopefully I see some of the homies there, you know, because I know like
Morris will probably go.
Hopefully that'd be.
Well, I don't know. See, that's so long from now, though. It's
I know.
2024.
4 years. I mean, 4 years will go by fast when you think about it. But like, I mean, when you're thinking about it, it seems long, but it'll go by fast because if you know, this whole year's gone already. This is 2020. I feel like, where'd the year go? And this is the last month of the year. Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Like Morris will probably be. What was it? He'll be almost 40, probably, right?
Yeah, he will be 40.
He'll be 40.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so
I'll be 40.
Think about that though, right? Like
yeah.
You'll be, like once that comes around, these little kids, these 10-year-olds that are doing like crazy 90s and stuff, they'll be like of age to be like really killing it.
Yeah, the prime breaking age is around like 17, 18, where you can break for 8 hours a day, recover the next day, and do it again. Yeah.
I mean, the news cycle of breaking is so short too, because like there'll be some dude or some girl that's on the hype train right now, and then in like a couple months they're gone. So like
life happens.
Yeah, exactly. And so in 3 years there might be a whole new
new wave of
new dope people.
Yeah.
So
I wonder where that little Russian kid's gonna be, the guy with the 2090s.
He's gonna win. He already won. I mean, when he did like
20, 40, I don't know how many. There's a lot of fucking 2000s he did.
Wasn't it like 50 or something? I think it was like 30 something.
That shit was like, it's like one of those little toys you wind up, you just put it there, and he's like, you know.
When I saw that, I was just like, dude, he just freaking like bitch slapped literally everybody.
Remember? Yeah, stuff like that was impossible back to us. We didn't even like think about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, was that even real?
It reminded me of when Tony Hawk hit the 900 and everyone was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then like not that long ago, a little kid did a 1080 switch or something. And I was like, what the fuck? He just like shitted on everybody. And he's like 10 years old or something. That's what I saw from that. I'm like, he just set a record like, you know, in his freaking basement or whatever.
Yeah, that's just crazy.
When he did this crazy move where he did a lotus drill and he solved the Rubik's Cube. And I was just like, God damn, like what do you do if someone did that in a battle?
Like fuck it.
You
better dance. He's like, hey, he was not on beat. I'm about to rock this beat real quick.
Real good right now.
It's kind of like when Moy hit them 6 air flares. Remember
when he was
freestyle freestyle session against Style Elements. That was a classic moment.
Freestyle session 6, I think. Yeah.
No, like I think was it 5?
5 maybe.
Yeah, he did like 6 air flares, and then he did like a little 1.5 suicide. Boom! I was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
that was wild.
And I don't think anyone was expecting.
No one ever did that again. He should bring that shit back.
He's got a lot of like old moves. Remember? Yeah, the like Air Baby one.
I don't know. He did like a inside like track.
Yeah,
that shit was crazy. I don't know what it was.
He used to do this one where he'd Air Baby and then inside track.
Yeah, some shit.
Yeah, I mean,
that dude's been breaking for a long time too.
Yeah, since very young for sure. I mean, he's a legend for sure. Who would you say is like your top favorites?
I mean, it's the classic guys always, you know.
Okay.
Like Storm,
and
Swift, you know, Easy Rock. you know, Mauricio, Swift
Mauricio
Rock,
so
yeah, Swift Rock, and like all the classic guys, you know, even Mr. Wiggles was up there as one of my favorite dancers of all time. You know, K-Mel, yeah, you could just name basically all the top hitters. From back then. Those are all my favorites.
Yeah, no, I would say
even Gombi.
God, that guy's so good. Whatever happened to him?
He still breaks. You see it, he's on Instagram doing head spins and windmills. Like, you know, like he never lost it. He still has.
I feel like the last footage I seen him in was it looked like he was working like construction or something, and he just started hitting hella head spins. Yeah, just the same way he used
in
to.
Like a kitchen. He's in the kitchen. And
and he's just like going at it, and you know, he does like tombstone ones, and he's just like riding it like crazy. And I didn't even recognize him because he got kind of chubbier, and then as soon as he starts hitting it, I was like, is that freaking Gumby? That like has to be, because there's nobody else who's like that
head
clean.
Spins is like one of those moves where like once you master it, it's a feeling. It's not even like you don't think about it no more. It's a feeling. So like, you know, once you start tapping, it's like, okay, I feel it. You just let go and you just ride now. You know, it feels good. It feels like you're flying. I remember when we were younger. When we started practicing head spins, it's like I remember. We had to just practicing 8 hours straight, just straight head spins. I remember passing the helmet back and forth.
Do you think you'd still have good head spins at like 60 or 70?
Shoot, hopefully I'll be able to walk. And the breaking takes a lot of on your body, but
that is a big concern for sure.
I mean, hopefully, that'd be dope, man. I would still rock it if I can still do it at 60. But I mean, I'm concerned with my body. But I mean, I guess looking at Storm and stuff and seeing them. I mean, how old is Storm? He's 50. Probably getting close to that age.
Like seeing him and how like spry he still is, like that's good news. I think for sure.
So I definitely am more like aware now. I think the past couple of years, and definitely like, wanting to take care of myself more, so that way I can have more longevity with the dance, and not just the dance, but just in life in general. Because I don't want to I want to be able to take care of myself when I'm old. You feel me?
Yeah. I mean. That's one of the main things I feel like people mess up is like the priorities don't include like health, and but at the end of the day, like that's like the only thing you really have. You know? At least that's the first thing you need to have anything else, right? Yeah,
your health is your wealth, man. I learned that from like being injured so many times. You can't even walk, like, bro, like. Yeah,
I mean, when
shit sucks.
Like as soon as you have like a couple like pretty scary like injuries and stuff, you like really flip your. You
learn to appreciate it a lot more. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a bunch of wake up moments I've had about that, and like, so when I see footage of like motherfuckers like standing up at the top of the thing, jumping down and suiciding. Video I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh,
when you see that shit, I'm just like, God damn.
Like, damn, that guy, he's not normal.
You're gonna regret that, my dude.
I don't know. He might have practiced that. He probably had some like you armor on or something.
I hope he won the jam or something.
Hopefully he got a prize, at least $100 or something.
I mean, like that's a lifetime of pain, and it'd just be the funniest shit if like he did that, and then the judge is just like, nope, other guy wins.
He repeated.
You repeated, and it's just like, oh, you just broke yourself off for the rest of your life. And still lost. That dude was tight though. But
he did some shit. He's crazy. He made some noise though. At the end, he went viral. He made some noise. So
he
shout
killed
out
it,
to him. Yeah,
he might have killed his body too.
Yeah,
but yeah. So when I see stuff like that, it makes me go like, oh man, I feel like I understand your heart, but you also gotta really think about your future a little bit, because you're not gonna be this nimble like later on, and that might be something that creeps up back to you.
Yeah, I want to start like messing around with some yoga or something, start stretching again.
I mean,
because I messed around like a couple times, and it felt it makes you feel a little lighter. It makes you feel good. But just overall, just being more consistent with stuff like that, stretching and taking care of my health, I think. It's something all like younger dancers should consider too, even now. Why not get as flexible as you can while you're young, because it's going to be harder when you get a little older. That's for sure.
Well, definitely when you're younger and you have like less obligations and stuff, it's like you don't want to just fuck off and do nothing and just be a bum. Like you have the such a great amount of time to really grow yourself. So like if you have it focused and stuff, you can do so many things. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like that little Russian kid, like that, he could be over there playing with blocks, but instead he did 30-90s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he learned how to solve a Rubik's Cube on his head.
That's ridiculous.
That kid is crazy.
He already won. That shit was Photoshop.
Seriously, when I seen that kid break, I was like, dude, we live in the Matrix or something, because like this kid just found the cheat codes.
Yeah, it was like, remember when we seen that Chico or Seco? Remember he did like 20-90s, and we're like, oh shit. But yeah, he kind of just like,
when I first saw that, I was like, he's using cheat codes.
Yeah,
like,
I was like,
this is
how?
impossible.
How?
Like how? Cause
even now, if I saw it, I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I mean, because the closest I think anybody had to that before was
like Little Caesar was 6.
It was like 6 or 7.
Yeah,
or
and that shit was
and
amazing.
Then, and that blows your mind. And then you see this dude do 20, and you're like, what in the hell just happened?
Yeah,
like just this huge gap of.
I feel like with 90s and 2000s, like if you get past 3, it's gonna look dope no matter what.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
Yeah, it's like two's alright. You know, 1 is like
Yeah,
anybody can hit 1.
Don't hit
you know?
1.
Yeah,
you gotta hit 2 at least.
Yeah,
if you want
1
props, you gotta hit 3.
Yeah, 3 is like okay, props. Anything plus is like oh shit.
Like
if you're doing 20, it's like oh hell no, I quit. Fuck it.
like, I don't know what you'd even do.
Yeah.
Like, if you're battling that little kid with 30-90s, like what would you do?
Because
that's round 1.
Yeah, he's doing like 20-90s, crowd's going crazy. He's gonna be like, fuck.
You're like, okay, well, you know, maybe I could top rock this round, and then he comes out and does his Rubik's Cube head spin move.
It's
like, all right.
If you catch that in the first round, it's
dude, I'm just gonna
good night. You know, you go
like,
home.
Hey, you know what I do is you just.
Nah, I'll still come out and rap, but then you already know it's game over, you know.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as he steps on, I do the Queen's Gambit and just go.
Yeah, just shake his hand.
I'm out. You win. Yeah. I will not be humiliated today.
Nah, at the end of the day, I mean, that's got to be something that you do that he doesn't, that's high level, you know what I'm saying? Just do what you do at the end of the day. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
Because who knows, maybe that one judge is like, okay, all he did was 20-90s, you know, he didn't do no top rocks. You might have that one judge.
Yeah,
like,
no, I mean, definitely, because it's an art, the art means something.
Yeah.
So if you're not like, if the art is not in the forefront of what you're doing, like you're probably missing the picture, right? In my opinion. So, yeah, there's definitely something to that. So with that being said, before we close this show out, do you have any other creative hobbies?
Creative hobbies, man. I've been working on the house lately, you know, trying to like shoot. When Matt came through, we built like a little partition wall, and then you know, so we put some style into it, changed up the width of each board. It looks tight, actually. Yeah, slide through. I know you be working on some stuff too, so.
No, I like building stuff.
Yeah, might need you to do some measurements or something. But
that's dope. No, yeah, you just bought a house and you're like fixing it up. Yeah, no, it's.
I mean, yeah, you know, just doing little things to kind of personalize it and you know, make it better than what it is. You know. Other than that, other hobbies, you know, I like building cars.
Oh yeah, that's
right. I picked up a little project car and been losing a lot of time, hopefully not wasted time, but losing a lot of time in the process of just rebuilding it, learning everything. I basically took the whole car apart and put it back together, you know, engine and everything. Like, yeah.
Oh shit, that's
the
hell.
It was a lot of fucking work. It was like a lot of work, a lot of long nights, a lot of greasy hands.
Yeah. What kind of car is it?
It's just a little Acura, you know what I'm saying? It's a little racing.
Race rocket.
Yeah, it's a little, you know, race car, you know, but...
drifting.
Yeah, the engine looks dope right now.
You're gonna go hit up swells.
I'm gonna keep the outside kind of beat up looking, so it's a sleeper.
Yeah, you don't want to get jacked.
Yeah,
that's the thing is like you get a nice like rice rocket in sack, like someone's gonna jack you.
I got the club, everything, you know, it's locked down.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I feel like working on cars, I couldn't do that.
Yeah,
I mean, I every time I need to do some car work, I go, I could do this, or I can learn how to do this. But
like once you start wrenching, though, it's like now it's just wrenching. It's like everything, you know, in the car has a place. You know, it's there for a reason. So it's like, yeah, once you kind of understand that, and if you have the tools, it makes it a lot more smoother. Yeah, you know, tools and a lift because I'm at the shop over at my boy shop. Shout out to Lore Auto Patch. Yeah.
I just remember I had to change like an oil gasket. And I had to take off my timing belt. I had to take off my wheel.
Yeah, you gotta take off all kinds of shit.
Timing belt from that side just to get to this gasket. The gasket cost $1 at Kragen or whatever, and you know it took me hell long to get it in. You know, out, put the gasket in, close it up, got to retime it. It took hella long, and I was like, man.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's
where's
definitely
my bike at?
Yeah, it's a lot of work. Sometimes, like, you know what? I'm just gonna take this to the pros and let them work on it.
But see, they were gonna charge me hella money for
Yeah.
it, so I was like, dude, I got to do this myself because that gasket's $1. You know what I mean? But it also killed. Like,
but now you see why they charge so much. You know,
For real,
it's like, damn, that's a lot of work. It's like an all-day event, basically.
Yeah, it was an all-day event for sure, and it was me and my brother and my dad. I think that was working on it, so it was like a lot of work to do. But yeah, fuck that shit. Get a bike.
Yeah,
get an Uber.
Yeah. If I could get another car at that moment.
Yeah, no, I mean, I basically just needed to buy a new car, and I would rather buy a $1 gasket and waste my life.
Yeah, it's cool, but you learn something new, and then now if it ever needs it, you know how to do it. So
that's true.
Yeah,
I definitely learned some stuff. Well, with that being said, bro, thanks for being on.
Yeah, man, thanks for having me.
Yeah, this was dope. I mean, definitely learning about tattoos. So maybe next time you'll see me with
You'll
some
have
face
some
tattoos.
Or some ass tattoos.
Some butterfly ass tattoos. Yeah. So, all right, you guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Sorry the show sucks. Peace.
Peace, motherfuckers.